row 3, and Wild Anaconda has assigned column 4.
For reference, this is round 3 of the Double Anti-Bingo tournament, Wild Anaconda versus Alucard2004. Wild Anaconda has a seed number of number 2. I don't even remember seed numbers. Hang on, I need to look.
I think 2 sounds about right.
He's number 3.
Okay.
That's right, number 3. Anyway, highly seeded Alucard, the seed of 22. But I still think this could end up swinging anyway. Alucard knows a fair amount about the game, and it's served him well so far. He's gotten some decent times out of it, so you could really see this swing either way. But Wild is still favored for this match, so we'll see how that ends up going. In the meantime, let's look at our card. What we have right in front of us. So if we look at what Alucard gave to Wild, we have 50 missiles, which is row 3 for reference. Alucard giving Wild 50 missiles, collecting all 10 wreck ship supers, defeating Dragon's screw attack, and collecting grapple beam and skipping charge beam. Now, that's pretty interesting. The number of challenges there are one that defeating Dragon and screw attack are kind of on opposite sides of each other, so you know Wild's going to need to pick up Gravity Suit and do a bunch of other things there, but he has to get the wreck ship to pick up super missiles anyway, so that's not too bad. But the challenge there that he may not be used to is dealing with skipping charge beam and having to collect grapple beam. What we're going to see there is we're going to see Wild end up having to fight Crocomire at some point during this match. And when he fights them, he will not have charge beam because he's be forced to skip it. He has to fight him because he has to go pick up grapple beam. And so Wild, I'm sure he's used to this, and he's going to probably collect a good number of missiles up before this. But going into Crocomire without charge beam can be risky if you're not prepared for it, because if you end up getting pushed up all the way back the spike wall, you have no ammo to hit Crocomire with because you can only damage him with a charge shot or missiles, whether they're regular missiles or supers. So that's something you got to watch for as well in this run.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, Alucard has been forced to go all over the place as well. He has to go to two opposite sides of the map. He has to go deep into Meridia to collect Spring Ball, and he has to do it without Grapple Beam, so we'll be seeing an ice clip from him. And then he does also have to finish all the way down in Lower Norfair in the Metal Pirate Room. And he has to collect 100 missiles on the way, which is quite a bit of collection. A lot of it's on the way, at least. And Brinstar Map Station's not too far out of the way.
So right now I'm looking at the card, and I'm trying to figure out what would I pick if I were Wild. Because you know you're going to have to go get supers, and so you see that 125 missile tile on the card, and I'm surprised, honestly, that nobody ended up assigning that. Because that is a ton of collection.
Yeah.
And
it's in a line with the Meridia supers, which is they're spread out a bit.
Right. So what would I pick? I would pick what Dingus would pick. You mean the rest of the entire card?
Yeah.
I mean, so I'd definitely not be. You can't do skipping the grapple beam for the collecting spring ball. That's an obvious choice. He has to defeat Dragon anyway, so maybe picking Plasma up won't be so bad.
Yeah, Wild also can't do row or column 2.
Yeah, I've noticed that. There's a lot of rows that seem to be locked out because of forcing charge beam, or I'm sorry, forcing it to skip charge beam or forcing to collect grapple. Mostly because of the grapple.
Yep. Which that doesn't come up too often, really. Yeah, so he has Wild has 4 options taken away from him just from the forced row.
Yeah, I think by a brief look, I would pick column 5 in tandem with what Wild's been given. It's just added item collection. Wild also already has to kill Dragon, so the defeating bot wound is going to happen automatically. Skipping Spazer is free. Brinstar Reserve Tank is free. The most you would have to worry about is collecting the supers and power bombs to add up to 50. So I think column 5 might very well be what we see with WildAnaconda for his picked row.
Yeah, and considering he's going to be picking up 20 super/power bombs anyway, another 30 isn't too terrible.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of not out of the way supers and power bombs all over the place.
And for looking at Alucard's situation, I'm thinking Alucard. This whole... Well, no, I'm sorry. There we go. I'm mixing the rows up already in my mind. We're off to a great start here. Now, Alucard has to do column 4. So in column 4, he has to do the spring ball, and has to go screw attack. Those are the most two separate things. He has to finish in the metal pirate room. Now, that's pretty rough, but I think that's not too bad. Certainly could be worse. 100 missiles is probably, honestly, in my opinion, the worst part of that, because 100 missiles is a lot of missiles.
Yeah.
You gotta think to yourself when you're going through here, if you're gonna route this on the fly without too much backtracking, you gotta think along the way. It's like, where the heck am I gonna pick up 20 missile packs, you know? So I'm trying to look at the card and see what I would pick. And let's not lose sight of what's going on in the race right now, but while picking up the supers, looks like he is gonna opt to pick up the Brinstar Reserve Tank, so he may in fact be doing that like I thought he would be. Pretty much just a 100% run for Wild at this moment, and he's picking up these missiles as well, but he does feed 50 missiles.
Yeah, these are super easy missiles to get.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you're coming back to get the reserve tank anyway.
Oh yeah. So there's Wild with the reserve tank.
Looks like Alucard is also going to go and grab the reserve tank, or just the missiles. He is also grabbing the reserve.
Yeah, I'm having less easy of a time trying to find a row that complements what Alucard's been forced to do. It's not coming as easily as it did for when I was looking at Wild's situation.
Yeah, there's the potential, I suppose, for row 2, but X-ray scope's out of the way. 25 extra missiles isn't terrible if you're collecting 100 already. But it's really that X-ray scope is out of the way.
I was thinking you might do column 1, but I haven't looked close enough to see that that's worth doing. Alucard is going for the Brinstar map station, though, so that is a part of his column 4.
Yeah, so he might not be coming back around this way if he's picking it up now.
He's opening this door so he doesn't have to kill the bugs a second time. And Wild going immediately up, knowing he has to skip charge beam. Which can make Fantoon fight a little more perilous, but really, if you do it correctly, you shouldn't have to even worry about having charge. Most of the times when you're worried about having charge beam, you're either trying to do the X Factor method, or you're trying to avoid the flames from Fantoon's Enrage. If you do it correctly, neither of which should happen.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not certain what row Alucard is going to do, but I would imagine, just based on what we've seen already, that Wild is in fact going to do column 5. That complements him very well. That's one of the things you got to look for when you're playing the double anti-bingos, and you're assigning rows to your opponent. You got to look at the situations like, all right, so if I give him this my opponent, this row, what can they pick? In response to that, can they pick something that like synergizes with the row that I give them? Even though the row that you give them may be very nasty, that may be true, but if the row that they can pick synergizes really well with what you give them, then really you've actually done yourself a disservice.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like Wild went and grabbed the other red tower power bombs.
Okay. So if we're looking at more powerbomb packs, he's going to have something to do with I'm going to guess he's got something going on either with the 20 plus powerbomb cell or collecting 50 supers and powerbombs combined.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's column 5. I mean, we'll see as it goes on, but
Alucard confirming a couple extra supers there. Wild just going for the double the bomb jump across the moat there. It looks like Alucard's heading up a red tower. Based on what Alucard has to do, it would make more sense for him to pick up Gravity Suit right now.
yeah, he doesn't really need anything by Kraid, and he has to get Gravity anyway.
So if I'm counting correctly, Wild should be at 35 missiles.
Yeah, looks to be.
So he's got 20 for after the Brinstar Reserve room is done. 25 from charge, 30 from he's got 30 from the power bombs, 35 from the moat, and 40 just now. Did I miss any of those?
I think that's all he has. Probably just has the 40. I don't think he picked up the other one in Pink Brinstar.
I don't think so either. I know Alucard did, but he did not. Alright, WildAnaconda entering Fantoon. Alucard is picking up these power bomb missiles. So that'll put him. So Alucard's picked up. I believe that will be 35 total now, which adds up to his total. So Alucard does have one pair extra Brinstar missiles on him.
Oh, Alucard took a hit from one of the caterpillars. He's gonna have to be a little careful.
Yeah, those caterpillars do a lot of damage, and getting hit by them is just something you want to avoid at all cost. Looks like he will save. Yes.
Yeah, it's always a good idea.
Because, I mean, this race, even though Wild, is progressing a little further, a little faster than Alucard is right now, I mean, we've seen plenty of Super Metroid races where, if you die, then that's likely a win for your opponent if you did not save beforehand.
Yeah, just like the last one. Last match, J-Ro was ahead, and then he died by getting hit by a fireball and lava dive.
You're right.
And he only had a save at the ship. So it can be, and even if you had a closer save, sometimes even 5 or 10 minutes can be a huge difference.
So something to note here is Alucard also picked up the second set of Red Tower power bombs. So he's going to be doing something power bomb related for his goals as well. Also getting a lot of buffering from Anaconda stream. I'm not sure why that is.
I hope he's not running into some internet issues.
So Alucard going back and saving at the ship before trying to go across the moat.
Yeah, he definitely wants to just refill his health in the reserve tank.
Trying to be super safe here. Meanwhile, Wild's full speed ahead. Now, from previous races I've seen Wild do, he does not save. He will not save.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him save often at all in this tourney so far.
I recall watching his last race, and he actually got into some pretty close situations that I was sitting there wishing that he had saved, but he didn't. And I'm sitting there getting my finger ready to press the last one on my 911 call because I might need an ambulance. But thankfully, nothing happened, so it was okay.
Alucard picked up another pack of Brinstar missiles. No,
so he's not going towards wrecked ship. This is very interesting. He's going back down and around.
He's probably going to pick up the energy tank in Blue Brinstar. Just for safety, would be my guess. And then he can pick up these missiles at Old Turian here.
Right. So this will put him at 45 total, which means he's almost already halfway there. Then he'll be able to pick up another 15 missiles if he picks the other 3 packs that are in Retro Brinstar by that E-Tank.
And then, depending which way he leaves, there's also the Power Bomb pack that he can pick up.
That too, yes. Alright, so WildAnaconda getting Gravity Suit. Let's double check our objectives here. Make sure we haven't missed anything. I think Wild's still sitting at 40. 45 now. Nice damage boost from Alucard.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's a hard damage boost to boost off the gamer and get that E-Tank right there. But he timed it just right.
Yep.
Looks like Wild's gonna go for the bomb jump up here to Criteria Power Bombs. Trying for the double bomb jump. Getting it pretty well there.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
So Alucard should be up to 60 missiles now. Picking up the 15 that I mentioned previously. Wild now up to 15 power bombs himself.
So Wild is at a 30 combined super missiles and power bombs. And Wild not even stopping at the ship. He's just going.
This is what I'm talking about right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter that he has low health. Now, granted that going through the lower part of Criteria, the last time I saw this, he ran right by the ship and went into Gauntlet with, I think, less health than he has now and no reserves. It was not okay. I was not okay with that.
Yeah. Yep, Alucard's picking up the power bomb pack and Retro Brinstar here.
So I'll put Alucard up at 15 as well. Gotta avoid these side hoppers. They do a lot of damage. 80 damage without any suits.
Yep. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, I suppose the really telling thing, too, will be if Alucard ends up picking up another reserve tank, because then he might be doing row 4.
I think that's Alucard at 65 now.
Yeah, I think with Wild heading down here, he's probably definitely doing the super missiles and power bombs.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because this will put him at 40 combined.
And then he'll pick up these power bombs on the way up next to the critters. I'll put him at 45. He might skip them though. We'll see. He might pick up the one pink red star instead.
Yeah. I think it puts them at 40 combined and not 45, right? So he's had 30 on the way down here. Because he had early supers, the 2 wrecked ships, and then power bombs, red tower. Ready to get his other power bomb back.
Oh, he got it from Criteria.
Criteria. He didn't go and get the power bombs by the Etacoons. He just grabbed the supers.
So I think he might be picking up in the pink red star instead. That looks like to be the case.
Yep, he does have 20 supers now.
And so this will put up our combined total of 40 now. I'm trying to think if that missile pack makes 50 missiles for Wild.
If not, it's 45.
Right.
Kamikaze is saying he has the 50 missile square now.
Alucard does, yeah.
Yeah.
Wild had 40 leaving wreck ship, right?
Yeah, he should need one more, I think, then.
So he picked up the ocean missiles as well, so I think Wild has 50.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see if he picks up another missile pack as well. He did pick up the Spore Spawn Supers. So he has 25 supers and 15 power bombs.
Now, right here, trying to get it across this moat. Does not appear to know the bomb jump strat, so he's just opting to get CWJ and making try after try. I'm gonna go ahead and mark Skip Spazer off for these guys, because why not? Alucard's struggling with a moat here. Not going his way.
CWJ can be quite tricky if you're not used to it.
It is a dumb trick, I will agree. WildAnaconda breaking the glass to Meridia, indicating that he will come back. Alucard getting CWJ. Yep. So now he's across. Wonder what's in store down in Norfair for Wild. I would hope Wild learned his lesson to pick up high jump this time, but we'll see.
Certainly looks like that's what he's going to be doing here. Although I've seen plenty of people just get the energy tank and leave.
Yeah, I know last time he actually had to go through Crocomeyer's area and get the power bombs there and everything, and he skipped high jump then. And skipping high jump can cost you a lot of time, especially if you start missing bomb jumps.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, Alucard up to at least 65, I'd say 70 missiles by now. Looks like Wild's going for Ice Beam. This is interesting.
Yeah, I wonder why he's grabbing ice here.
So I'm gonna watch Alucard's missile count here, but I know he does have at least 75 missiles, based on the count that I saw. Wild looks like he's picking up Ice Beam only for the purpose of going to defeat Dragon, which means we're going to see a low percent kill of Dragon. I don't know if I agree with this route. I personally would elect to kill Dragon last because you have Grapple Beam at that point.
Yeah.
And Alucard getting a little rough fight there at the end, clearing with 4 health and with some reserve left, but still.
Yeah, still a close call there.
Got a little shaky.
Yeah, you'd think you'd want to just grab speed and grapple before going to kill Dragon. Anaconda's picking up the crab supers. So I think he just needs one more super or power bomb pack for 50.
I think you're right. That puts him at 25 supers and still 15 power bombs.
Is that 30 supers? By my count, I believe.
30. 15.
Grab.
And 20 from... Did he pick up the Sports Spawn supers?
Yes, he grabbed Sports Spawn supers.
Well, I missed that completely. Go me. You may have in mind the Crocomire power bombs for last.
That makes sense. It's not out of the way. I could also see him maybe getting the ones in the sand pit on the way out of Meridia. Really quick ice clip there from Wild.
Alucard's got to be a little careful here in the attic. He's taking a lot of damage. Ooh.
Quick Batoon kill by Wild Anaconda.
And Wild going so far as to go under the wall to avoid picking up the E-tank he doesn't need, quote unquote.
Yeah. I remember the really quick time he had where he just skipped everything he didn't need, so that doesn't surprise me.
Filling up on missiles. He does have quick. He can almost kill Dragon with missiles alone. Now, I'm still unsure as to what Alucard is going to do for his second row.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Nice KO through the statue from Alucard.
I missed that one.
Of course it does something. I mean, if Wild's going for the most, most cells on the bingo card, then that's obviously relevant. I mean, Dingus has set the record at 17 very early in the tournament.
And then I believe Becky tied him as well in
Did
one
she?
of her matches. Yes. She could have gone and gotten a quad bingo by killing Dragon in her match and would have bopped Dingus by 2 squares. There's Dragon down.
Alright. Alucard coming out of wreck ship, picking up more missiles. I think this will put him at 80.
Yeah, should be right around there. He did grab the ones under the super block in that area in the wreck ship. Well, in Criteria.
So now all that Wild has to do is go kill Crocomire, pick up Crocomire's power bombs and grapple beam, then go get screw attack, and he's done. Alucard I'm less certain about. And Alucard still needs to go into Norfair, pick up Ice Beam, then come back up and collect Spring Ball.
Yep.
Unless he wants to CF his way through, which I'm all for seeing that. Doing, on the other hand, well.
Yeah, I think he's going to go and do collection in Norfair, and then we'll probably get a better idea of what he's going for.
Alucard deciding to fill up on energy to be safe, I suppose. See, Alucard, I think, is at 80 missiles. He's got how many supers now? 15? Or 10? I know he's got 15 power bombs for sure.
Yeah, he's got at least... I think he only has the 10 supers. I don't think he got the ones on the right of the wrecked ship.
Wild's going to fill up here before he goes into Crocomire. He definitely wants a fair bit of ammo before he goes in. He does not have charge beam. And apparently 14.9 is enough for him.
Yep. Yeah, because even though you can potentially farm in Crocomire, it is rather slow.
And even then, your farming is kind of at the whim of his RNG.
Yep.
Alucard picking up Ice Beam. Wow, dispatching Crocomire, no problem.
Yep, didn't miss a single shot.
Alright, Alright, now that Alucard has Ice Beam, he's heading his way back up to Meridia. He'll get Spring Roll.
If only Alucard's row didn't have Finish and Metal Pirate, he could easily do row 1 with having to grab Ice Beam.
Oh, yeah. Now, Wild just went right past those power bombs, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
So, by our count, he still doesn't have the combined 50.
Yeah, he might grab them on the way out, though. I don't know.
Or he might be thinking of picking up GT's missiles, but he doesn't. I don't know. It would literally be the last thing he does if that's the case.
Yep.
Which, if he picks up GT missiles, the last thing he does, he doesn't have to kill GT. So let's see if he picks up these power bombs here. Doesn't look like he's going for him. I'm trying to do a mental tally on Anaconda's what he's picked up.
Yeah, because I think he only has the 15 power bombs, I believe.
He definitely has 30 supers, because he's picked up all 15 Brinstar, all 10 Wreck Ship, and 5 of the Meridia. I'm pretty sure he only has 15 power bombs.
Really nice gravity jump by Wild there.
Wild is saving? Even for Green Gate glitch, Wild saves.
Huh.
I didn't think I would see it, ladies and gentlemen.
Wonder if that's the only thing that'd get him to save.
It seems like it. So I'm marking off for Wild. He just thought. Let's see. I want to see if he picks this up. Trying to think. Does he have 20 or 15 power bombs?
I think he only has 15.
I think so too. Because he picked up Red Tower. He picked up Criteria. That's 15 power bombs. Did he picked up the pink Prince Star ones, did he?
Oh, that might be. He might have picked those up. Yeah.
Okay.
He did say he is farming right now, so.
He has 35 supers? No, he doesn't. That's not possible. Unless he goes in and picks up. Either way, I've looking at the count again. I forgot about the pink power.
Oh,
bombs.
he missed something. He just got undone. I think he thought he had. Yep, he thought he had 35 supers.
Okay, well.
So yeah, now he's gonna just go and get the GT
This is what I
here.
was expecting him to do anyway. So
Yeah.
without a shadow of doubt, we're good. We're good here. This is part of the keeping track of everything. It's hard. While we were busy quibbling over whether Wild had the count he needed or not, Alucard over here is working on Spring Ball. He's taking a lot of damage from these guys.
Yeah, so Wild's SRL race time after dunning correctly was 41:14.
Yeah, this is... Alucard has to be careful because these guys are doing 15 damage a pop, and if he spends a lot of time here, that's going to add up. Even though he does have the reserves to work with.
Yeah, he can't take too many hits here, and he definitely doesn't want to leave the room with having only Ice Beam.
This is if you're not used to doing this trick certainly is an annoying one to get. You have to freeze this Pyo on a very specific frame, jump on top of it, then crouch, and then jump again. That'll allow you to clip through the platform above you. Unfortunately, freezing him on that very specific frame can be... Well, that's pretty much the entire battle. Well, that's... I'll say 3/4 of the battle, because if you're also new to the trick, you just kind of sit there trying to figure out how to get on top of him, because sometimes you, glitch into this weird freaking out form. And you can't really get yourself stabilized, and... So now we got to deal with. So Wild did have 20 power bombs. So now I have to figure out how we're gonna, which time we're gonna give him. I think we'll give him the first time that Wild finished with was 38:55, and since.
Alucard is still trying the ice clip here. Keeps
This little
shooting a
Pio.
frame or two early.
This little Pio's a little annoying. That's not quite the frame. That's one frame too late. So I think for the sake of the tournament, since the dot undone was not warranted, I'm going to give him the first time. And we've done something similar previously in the last 80% tournament where somebody accidentally dot undone. That's still one frame too late from Alucard.
Yeah, the ice clip to spring ball is very tricky to do. If I remember right, this is definitely what... Oh, there we go. That's what got Elminster into the losers bracket. Was he spent quite a bit of time on the ice clip. Alright, Alucard has just collected spring ball.
Choo choo! Sorry, I couldn't resist. Come on, you guys don't know that's the hype train talking?
Yeah, the fun of living right by a train track.
I figured you muted yourself because we didn't hear the rest of the train go by.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that I have my window open to cool off my room, too. Because it's a nice day out.
You just have your window open to let through the awesomeness of the hype train, that's all.
That, too.
Oh no, the train puns are coming out. Help, please, somebody. So Alucard he's working on finishing here. He's got to find a super. And pray that, one of these Sovas or something drops him a super. Because otherwise he's going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
There we go. That could have turned out a lot worse.
Puns.
No clue what you're talking about.
So it's looking like Alucard's going up to Norfair Reserve here.
The question is he going up here for the reserve, for the missiles, or both? By now, I feel like Alucard has like enough missiles. He's collected a lot of missiles.
Yeah, if he's not there already, like this missile pack should probably be 100 here.
Okay, so you definitely picked up the reserve tank. Now, did he pick up the reserve tank in Meridia? I know we were watching Wild a lot when he was doing that, so I missed that.
I think Alucard did have 2, so I think he has 3 now. Because he paused to use reserves on something and he had 2. So yeah, he definitely has the 3 reserves now.
Okay.
So it does look like he is going for row 4 then.
Or column 1.
Or column 1. I didn't happen to see if Alucard beat Batoon.
I'm going back and checking now.
Yeah, chat is saying he did get Batoon.
Yep, he certainly did. So Alucard has charge beam, but not wave beam. Has well over 100 missiles.
Yep. I think he was farming there to find out, to make sure.
He has at least 15 power bombs.
Yeah, he's probably going to get the PBs of Shame and then finish in Metal Pirate Room.
So if he doesn't already have 20 from somewhere else.
Very nice gravity jump by Alucard there.
I'm pretty sure he's still at 15. course, the last time I said we were sure that he's still at 15, we were wrong.
Yeah.
So Alucard's going... What?
He does have to get screw attack.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot that was a thing. Yeah, unfortunately, Alucard didn't realize he can't quite get up there like that. He has high jump, which you need for that jump out of that room, but you also need speed booster.
Yep. At least he gets to use screw attack through the pillars. Makes that not a unsafe room at all.
It's like when you have screw attack in Lower Norfair, you're basically doing Lower Norfair as they intended you to. Now, Alucard can make that wall jump. He doesn't need speed for that, but if you're not comfortable doing it, then it might be easier to bomb jump your way up.
Yep.
Oh! The visual cue you want to use for that wall jump is there's a little crumble block right there that he's wall jumping off of. There we go. You kind of want to jump off the lower part, or the middle or the lower part of that, depending on how far away you let yourself go from the wall before you hit the jump button.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things with those wall jumps, like the one to Norfair Reserve, is learning just little visual cues makes those so much easier to get.
Alright, see Alucard picking up power bombs of shame, as we call them. All he needs to do is get down to the metal pirate room, and Alucard will be done. And there he goes. Alucard putting done in the SRL channel, finishing at the time of 1 hour and 4 seconds. So that'll put WildAnaconda moving on to round 4 in the tournament. He will be going up against either whoever wins between Feral, 5X, or Balthazar. So Alucard being knocked into the losers bracket, he'll be going down. Go ahead and just do this real quick. He'll be going down. Whoever's going to. He's got a little whiles to wait. So basically, whoever wins Ready versus Kikumanchoyo's run race, and then whoever wins that gets to face WHCF Wesker, and whoever wins that gets to face Alucard. So Alucard's got a week off here for his next match.
For sure.
So he's got a little bit of time to relax and prepare. So good game to both these guys. We are coming up here. If you're watching the stream still, coming up here in about 25 minutes starting is going to be on Speed Gaming the Dr. Mario. Rest of the tournament playoffs are part of it anyway. Starting here in roughly 25 minutes. There is another Super Metroid race, double anti-bingo race that is going on here starting shortly. It is not on this channel though. It is on the main Speedruns Live Twitch. And so Mythical is going to be working on streaming over there. And they're almost completely set up now. So again, without that, thank you guys for watching. And if you're interested in watching the next match, please head on over there.
Otherwise, stick around for some Dr. Mario action on this channel.